School's in session. I'm Mr. Guzman. Welcome to the classroom. So I just rewatched Fantastic Four First Steps on Disney+. It just got released the other day, right? And something hit me that I'd honestly never noticed before. For a movie about a team of heroes, there's actually very little growth happening among them. Very little character arcs, if you would. Emotional arcs. I didn't see much of that. A little bit. Not very much, though. It wasn't a fantastic amount. See what I did there?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Everyone more or less ends up where they began. The beginning of the movie, the characters were one way. The end, they were very, very similar. Except for one character, the Silver Surfer, Shalla-Bal. In today's lesson, we're going to dive into why the Silver Surfer might be the only character in this movie with true emotional arc, and what that says about the Fantastic Four as characters and as a team. Let's start with Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. Reed starts the movie as a hyper-logical problem solver. The kind of guy who's always calculating the worst case scenarios, a big worrier, I keep telling my classroom. He's ethical in theory, but emotionally distant in practice. The movie could have given him an arc where he learns to lead with his heart instead of logic. To show more compassion instead of just calculation. But that never really happens. He starts kind of cold and logical, ends kind of cold and logical. Does have love and show some stuff for Franklin and his wife, but it doesn't really help impact his decisions. His growth stays theoretical. Sue begins as the emotional core, the caretaker, the mom of the group, and that's exactly where she ends. Her moment of strength comes when Franklin is in danger with Galactus, but it's not character growth, it's a power spike. Kind of like you hear those stories about the moms that lift a car off their kid because of all the adrenaline. The power spike, if you would. That's what happened. Not really a character emotional arc, though, in my book. There's no eternal evolution, no shift in her worldview or relationships. She's stable, maybe too stable. And the movie could have explored more of the leadership. We did talk about the wife and the motherhood and the future foundation, but that was in the very beginning of the movie, so she was already pretty much doing that kind of stuff already. So again, love all these characters, but again, didn't have a lot of change. Not a lot of arc. Ben, my man, the Thing, Grimm.
It's clobbering time!
That's just in the cartoon.
Has a perfect setup for an emotional arc, but it was a little bit wasted. A man trapped in a monstrous form while everyone else looks normal that got powers. It's classic tragedy material. But the movie only hints at his inner struggle. Like they show him looking at the newsreel, then seeing his reflection when he talks with that girl he kind of likes, Natasha Lyonne's character. But it doesn't really show that he's depressed, lonely, and insecure. And when he flirts with Natasha Lyonne's character and suddenly everything's fine, I don't know. I think they could have did a little bit more with that. We could have seen him reach peace with his appearance or learn to see his worth beyond it, but instead it's barely explored. His emotional potential stays buried under the orange rocks. One thing they could have did is maybe had him very depressed in the beginning, showing a lot of that in the beginning, and then they could have ended it the exact same way and it would have worked. I think it would have been an arc. Johnny probably has the closest thing to an arc within the team in this movie, Fantastic Four First Steps. He starts off a little bit cocky, fame-obsessed, and reckless a little bit. Not as much in other movies, I'll admit.
An 80-year-old woman, you'd be surprised.
You are Trouble.
Trouble is my middle name.
Oh, you're hot.
Why, thank you, so are you.
And ends with some maturity. He sacrificed himself twice and even uses his brain to decode the Silver Surfer's language. The problem? His selfish side isn't developed enough early on, so his growth doesn't even feel earned. His arc is there on paper, but emotionally it's a flat line with a few little spikes of it. And these two characters were pretty much main characters, but very little arc, even compared to the other ones I talked about before. These two are mostly just set dressing. Galactus doesn't have a personality really, other than being very hungry. And H.E.R.B.I.E is just there for support, right? To be kind of a Wall-E, awesome kind of robot. Neither grows or changes, which is fine, but it leaves all the emotional weight on one unexpected character. And that character, ladies and gentlemen, is the Silver Surfer, Shalla-Bal. The Surfer begins as Galactus' cold, dutiful herald.
Planet is now marked for death.
Selecting worlds to be consumed without remorse. But through her connection with Johnny and the Fantastic Four, she starts to feel again. When Johnny shows her the voices of all the people on the world she's condemned, you can see the shift, guilt, empathy, and ultimately redemption. By the end, she sacrifices herself to stop Galactus. This act isn't just about saving Earth, it's about reclaiming her conscience. Her transformation from servant to savior is the emotional spine the movie desperately needed more of. For a movie called Fantastic Four, the most human story belongs to someone who isn't even human. The Silver Surfer shows what real character growth looks like, from starting with duty, finding empathy, and ending in sacrifice. The rest of the team, they're fun, but honestly, a little static. And maybe that's why the Silver Surfer stands out so much. Because in a movie full of power, she's the only one who actually changes. This has been The Classroom with Mr. Guzman. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed the breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments who do you think deserved a better arc in Fantastic Four. And I'll see you in the comments. And if I don't see you there, I'll see you next period.
Always got mad when the class was dismissed, but when it was a session, I always had a question.